4 buyer red flags to look out for. First, galvanized pipes. These puppies can get all rusted and corroded, mess with your water pressure, and they can be tens of thousands of dollars to replace. Old roofs. When you start to see the shingles pulling up like that and you can see fiberglass, it's gotta go. Fire hazard electrical panels. We always look for Zinsco, Federal Pacific, Bulldog, and Challenger. These are the 4 problem panels. Finally, and this one's a biggie, foundation cracks. I've seen these estimated at over $100,000 to fix. You do not want to buy a house with a broken foundation. For more information, ask your Windermere agent.
Yeah,
I like that electrical panel one where she actually names them, because now it's a lot simpler that, hey, I know it's one of those panels.
Yeah.
So,
well, I think most home inspectors are very aware of those brands, and then they, or you just, like I said, the other thing that I'll do as an agent, I don't do as much buyer stuff as I used to, but like when we have a situation like that where it is a house that has an older panel, I just say, hey, I recognize it as an older panel. During the home inspection, let's get your favorite electrician out here to take a look at that and give you an estimate, so that we can have that on your arsenal of items to be replaced.
Well, therein goes the value of a realtor. Okay. So if we don't know about that, it's, hey, you always do an inspection. It'll cost you. Well, that inspection costs you money. So all of a sudden, Andy looks at that panel and he says it's a Federal Pacific. He goes, that's going to have to get replaced. And they're typically around $3,500 in which to do that. Okay. I know that going in, or I know that going into my offer at least. And it's not a surprise that the inspector's going to get me, because that's our job. Is that it's great to have an inspection, but they're not free, right. And it's great to, on a house, you're typically going to spend $300 to $400 on the inspection. Mm-hmm. And then if you want to get the drain pipes all cameraed, that's another couple $100. And now I want to do the radon, that's another couple $100. Now I'm $800 on that house. And that's not fun when all of a sudden you see there's a bad panel and it's like, you could have known that ahead of time. That's where an experienced agent who's been through this and see galvanized pipes and understands what lead-based paint is, or all of that kind of stuff. It's just it's really important not to make the decision for people, but it's kind of like there you lend your experience to be able to show that, hey, this is good, but you just need to know that, and it's not a bad thing. It's just something you need to understand, and then we have to deal with it, or you don't have to deal with it.
Right.
Some people don't care. So
I had those customers too, where they buy an older house and they get it. It's a 105-year-old house, and
love the charm and character.
Yeah, it has character. One of the windows is rotten. We'll get it next year, and They don't care.
Exactly. That's why it's not a realtor's decision. It's kind of like, I'll never forget, because I did it one time and I was like, oh my God, that purple, I can't believe they painted it purple. I love purple. The color looks awesome. And I'm like, oh my God. I totally kind of dumped this house because of purple freaking paint. And this person loves purple paint. That's up to them. Hey, what I say is that, the purple, hey, it's for each individual. But if you're going to go sell it, you want to try to get as neutral as you can to appeal to the most amount of buyers. There's a lot different way of saying it, but it's kind of like, hey, next time I come back in 5 years, and that's what I always think about, is what did I tell them then that I'm going to tell them in 5 years that's a problem when we go to sell it? And so I'm going to let them know. And so that's not the first time they're going to hear about their purple paint that I want painted.
Real estate investors, there's an insane opportunity to make money in the market right now, and nobody is talking about it. And if you're questioning my confidence, I've been in the industry for over 2 decades. I've sold over $1 billion in real estate, and I have an 8-figure real estate portfolio. Everyone knows that interest rates are at an all-time high, and people are scared to buy. But what most people aren't understanding is that the higher the interest rate, the lower the price. The lower the price, the more equity you make when the interest rates come back down. Guys, it's simple. Most economists are predicting rates to come back down as soon as January of 2024. And when this happens, we're going to see buyers flood the market. The last thing you want to do is be competing with everybody else to buy that special property. And once the rates start to pull back, prices are going to go up and buyers are going to flood the market. What this means for you is you can purchase a property at a lower price and refinance once rates come back down. You get to take advantage of that instant equity gain, pull money out when you refinance, and go buy another property. However, if you wait around like everybody else, you might end up getting a better interest rate next year, but at a much higher price. And it's going to take you years to make that equity that you would if you bought right now. Now, what makes the most sense to you? Drop a comment below.
Smart man. What do you say? He's got an 8-figure real estate portfolio as well. There's a reason.
Hard to argue with guys like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You buy high, and that's what happens. Rates come down. I mean, we saw it already. We saw it during COVID. Rates come back, and everyone wants this one house. You get 30 offers on it. You have to pay $50,000 more. Sure, you get a great interest rate, and the payment matters. I mean, the payment matters to a lot of people because it's like, hey, for $50,000 more at 3%, that's not going to cost me that much money.